Ready
Set
Gamecast.
Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to Ready Set Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and Star Trek. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by the Trill Science Officer, Darian.
Yo!
The Changeling Constable, Teddy Chinaris.
What's up, motherfuckers? You thought you could get rid of me, but I'm back, boys.
And the Breen Bounty Hunter, superKILRbuny.
I'm only here because Teddy is my mark.
Hey.
What?
No, I already killed Bunny. Or I already killed Teddy. You can't do it.
Oh, so I guess I'll hang out.
Alright.
Cool. All right, I'm safe.
Podcasts, The Final Frontier. These are the voyages of the Starbase Deep Space 5. Its continuing mission to stay in one place and wait for people to come to us. To hang out and talk about video game news. To boldly go where many more talented and funnier people have gone before.
That's very true. That last part is entirely correct.
Not inaccurate, even a little bit.
As part of our continuing mission, Darian, why don't you tell me what games you've been playing?
First off, I just want to say, does it surprise anyone that I've never seen Star Trek?
Even the movies?
Not even a little bit.
No. I haven't seen any of the movies. I haven't seen any of the shows. And I should, but I haven't.
Somebody mute Teddy. He interrupted Darian
Oh.
very rudely.
I wanted to say that before we got off of the Star Trek theme, okay?
I'm on a
We weren't gonna
rewatch
come back
of
to it
Deep
any
Space Nine, and we just started season 6, so I'm about done with it.
Wow.
It's a very good show. The Dominion War is in full effect.
Yo, dude, those exiles
terrifying.
gotta fight the Dominion fucking Wildstar, you know what I'm saying?
Oh my
All right.
god.
Okay, Darian, go, I'm sorry, I apologize.
I've been playing League of Legends and then PUBG. And I've been on a Kingdom Hearts kick. But Bryce and I played through A Way Out. And
I feel like we'll talk about it at the end of this section because there's going to be
that's
some...
it.
Okay.
That's it.
Did you
scared.
play the new PUBG map? Okay.
No,
We'll
I got
talk about-
access to the closed servers and then didn't use it. And I feel like I wasted a huge opportunity.
Damn. Too
Uh,
real.
The good news is you will have access to their next round of testing going forward.
Deal. I'm done with that.
Bunny.
It's been a while. I haven't been here since the Game of the Year podcast.
Sounds like me.
And I've been playing, yeah, I mean, but I'm not a regular.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot. So I started this thing, I just for my own New Year's thing, I did a battle of the backlog, right? I had all these games in my backlog. I have like 800 games on Steam. And a shitload of games on every other platform I have. I was like, my New Year's resolution, whatever, is going to be to finish these. And then one of my good buddies, Enigma 9011, kind of funny best friend, awesome dude, was like, hey, well, let's make this a competition. Well, so whoever finishes the most games from their backlog or 100% them from their backlog will win this battle, and the loser will travel to the other's state
Oh.
and stay with them for extra life. So we're combining our extra life stream.
Oh.
It's going to be quite exciting. I'm winning 12-8 right now.
That's really
that.
cool. I've seen your
I know.
stream
It's
titles
super
and
exciting.
said like Battle for the Backlog, and I just figured that you were, going through your
No,
backlog.
it's a legit
So
thing.
that's cool.
It's super legit. So I've been playing a lot of stuff. I finished the Return to Arkham Asylum. I finished Shadow of War. I played through Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3.
Jesus.
Played through Darksiders 1. I'm like 20 hours or so into Darksiders 2. Finished 100%ed Ratchet and Clank PS4 new one. Loved it so much I actually went out and bought all of the PS3 Ratchet and Clank games
Ratchet
and
Clank
the PS2
PS4 is so
remasters.
good.
It's so good. I had never played one before. I loved it. I finally finished Titanfall 2 like last week.
That's an easy
super
one
fun.
to knock out.
Far Cry, I 100% of Far Cry Primal in like a week. And then been playing Far Cry 5, which is fantastic. I've been playing Factorio a little bit, which is super like conveyor belt simulator 2017. It's super good. A lot of fun. Been playing, I just started this morning Ni no Kuni 2. Ni no
Nanu
2. Ni no Nanu 2. And as always, I'm playing a lot of PUBG and some Killing Floor 2 actually. So I've been enjoying quite a few games recently. So I played an asinine amount of Monster Hunter as well. Monster Hunter World was my life for like 2 weeks. Like no other games for like 2 weeks. So yeah, I've kind of been all over the map. But
me and Bunny's lists are are a lot more similar to each other than like me and Bunny's are kind of similar with the amount of games, and Bryce and Darian's are kind of similar in the amount of games. They have like 3 or 4, and we have like 12.
Now, Teddy, how many of yours have you finished?
Oh, 1. Actually, 2.
1. 2? You finished 2 games in a calendar year? Who are you?
It's crazy. It's crazy, dude. One of the games that I finished, we're going to save for a little bit. But one of the other ones is Super Mario Odyssey. For real. I went back and I was on like the Lunch Kingdom or the Luncheon Kingdom or whatever it is. It's one of the last ones and it wasn't one of my favorites. But like I was stuck in an area where I needed like 2 more moons to leave, and I just like I wasn't really stuck. Like it's not like I had tried a bunch. I just couldn't really find them. But like casually where I'm picking it up, running forward for 5 minutes, and then it's like, oh, I can't find the moons. I gotta go to class. And then one day recently, I sat down and I picked it up, and I just went forward, and I was like, oh, there's an area over here, and I found them, and then I could leave. And then I got to the end, and I beat the game, and holy crap, the ending to Odyssey is so good.
You know that's not the real ending, right?
I know, there's all sorts of garbage, but like that bit is so good. Like there's music that kicks up, and like, oh, it's great. I finished it now. I was amazed. Other than that, I've been playing all sorts of crap. I played like 1 round of Everybody's Golf the other night when I was like rendering a video, because I didn't want to play anything on PC because I was rendering a video, and I just wanted something to like do in the background. For like 2 weeks ago, I got on a really big MMO kick, and I kind of still am, but like for some weird reason, I just really wanted an MMO on my PS4 on a controller, like when I used to play a bunch of DCUO. And what I really discovered is that I'm trying to fill the Destiny 1 hole left in my heart by Destiny 2. And it's really sad. But yeah, so I played a bit of DCUO. I played ESO, but not really. Like I kept opening ESO and being like, yeah, I should play some more of this. And then I would just open it and I'd be like, nah, and I'd close it. Like for no particular reason. Like ESO is a good game. Still, playing Overwatch and Fortnite constantly, just every now and then. I actually did play a little bit of Destiny 2 because of the Go Fast update. That was big. That was fun. It's a good step in the right direction. They need many more of those steps, but it's a good one. I've played Far Cry 5.
Do you think they'll ever reach Destiny 1 launch type of quality?
No.
And then move forward from there?
No, they will. They're getting there.
When Destiny 3 comes around?
It's just going to take them a long time, but they're getting there. I mean, they're doing, like, recently, in this last week, it's not in the news, but it is pretty important for, like, the Destiny community. They invited a bunch of people out for a summit, like a community summit. They invited, like, a hand-selected group of community members and, like, Reddit mods and just, like, hardcore players to Bungie to, like, play for, like, 2 days, to play new content and old content, and just to, like, give them feedback. So it's specifically like a QA, more of a QA thing than like a press thing. So like they're making good steps.
Was that a lot of fun for you, Teddy?
Oh, I think that might have stung.
One day Next community summit, I'll be there, Kappa. I've played Far Cry 5, but very little of it because I've been super busy. I played maybe like 4 hours. Like I played the first bit, and then another night I played for like an hour, and then another night I played for like an hour. So that's it. And then speaking of, and let's go back because I forgot this one when I was talking about the MMOs. I played a bit of DCUO, I played ESO, and then what I actually played a good bit of was Terra on PS4, which was an MMO that came out a couple years ago on PC, and it was known for having like really good action combat, which, as y'all know, as a big fan of WildStar by Carbine Studios, I'm all about the action combat in MMOs. And the combat in Terra is pretty fun, but it runs so bad.
The rest of the game is terrible.
It runs terribly. Like it runs on PS4 really badly. Like it's skipping, the frame rate's skipping. It's not like if it was a steady 20, it'd be fine. But I'm just walking, and then it's just like, nope.
If it was a steady 20, I'd be fine.
I mean, let's be real. I've had games where I've played that have been like that. But like, if it's just like when I'm moving and it just stops, and it like you move 5 feet and it just constantly is stopping, like I couldn't do it. So I ended up stopping with that. And what MMO do you think I settled on? I went back to World of Warcraft because nothing's as good as WoW. It's sad but true. But yeah, the fishing artifact that I've been trying to get since like last fall, I am almost done with. I have 4 more fish to get, and I'll have it. And that's, I think. Oh, and the last big thing that Bryce and Darian also played was a little game called A Way Out. I sat down on Friday and played it with one of my best friends, Andrew, and we sat and played it in like one sitting. And I really enjoyed it. It is one of the biggest surprises of this year to me. I thought it did so many unique things, like gameplay-wise and storytelling-wise. Like the story was actually really good. You get invested, and the ending's awesome. Like the ending does. So I really enjoyed A Way Out. But I hear from Twitter that Darian did not feel the same way. I don't know about Bryce. I don't know.
I feel the same as Darian, but we'll talk about that shortly.
Isn't that what we're about to do?
We'll do that at the end of mine.
Okay. All right.
So I have played some PUBG a little bit, and so cars are very OP in PUBG Mobile because it's really hard to get it like straight on beat. You can't really shoot someone in a car very well. So I have had several games where I grab a car early on and just cruise around. Last game I played, I ran 3 people over because they point their gun at me, and it takes them so long to like try and lock on to me that I just nail them. And the last game, like I took out so many people. The only reason I died is because other people got in cars, and then it became like a demolition derby where people like switch seats and then shoot at my car while in their car.
What you just described makes me want them to take the Mad Max game we got a couple years ago and make that a battle royale with vehicle combat.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
So that made me want to install the actual PUBG and try that in actual PUBG. And you can't pull that off as much, but you can still have a lot of fun just with vehicles driving around doing shenanigans. Like people can shoot, like it's a decent amount of cover. Like they'll shoot at your car, and it'll take them a while to like get you. So you can definitely mess around a lot more with cars, especially solos. In teams you can have a lot more trouble, but solos you can definitely mess some people up. I have also played A Way Out. I played A Way In. I played A Way Beside. I played A Way Away. But just A Way Out.
So did the game end with them, like, they walk down a hallway and they open the door and there's like a GameStop and there's one copy of A Way Out on the shelf and they're like, we did it. We found a way out.
Exactly. You nailed it, dude.
Thank you. Oh,
fucking
good.
spoilers, everybody. Spoilers for the ending.
Okay.
I mean, are we going to talk? I think we should put a spoiler alert because I definitely want to talk in depth about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk spoilers, but we're definitely going to talk overall feel. I played a
You can generally say what you thought of a spoiler moment without like spoiling it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You can just be like, oh, that one moment. I played Minute last night. I got a $10 gift card from Snowbike Mike.
Mike.
Yep, shout out to your boy.
Put some pugs in the chat.
And use that to buy Minute. It's very like... It felt weird to play that on stream because it involves a lot of like wandering around and you're gonna like fail a lot because you only have 60 seconds and to figure out if you're on the right path in that 60 seconds with all of these options and places to go can be very hard. I can definitely feel that being more chill on it. Like if this I don't know if it's on Switch, but it definitely needs to be on Switch. Because it'd definitely be like a chill game to play while doing other stuff. I played Star Trek Bridge Crew, I think, like, shortly after our last recording, which was really fun. I played with a full crew, and lots of shenanigans happened while just doing the... Frick, what's the thing that Kirk did?
What's the thing that what?
Kirk did. That he cheated.
I can't.
The Kobayashi Maru.
Yeah, we did the Kobayashi Maru. We did very badly at it. Like, there's an achievement for like getting like 150 off, and we got like 5. So, yeah. But it was
also a game I forgot on my list. Sea of Thieves. Just throwing that out there.
That's not a game.
I got to put that.
That's a
You're
tech demo.
right.
Do you hate it?
I don't hate it.
I played 30 minutes of that game. I played 2 hours in the final beta with a group. I was like, okay, it's all right. I'd rather play other games with my group. And then I played the actual game with my Game Pass. I was like, I am very glad I didn't spend a penny on this game.
Oh, 100%. I would have been really mad if I had bought it for $60. But Game Pass, I was like, I mean, just overall as a game, I'm like, it's fine. I get why people like it. Personally, it's not just a huge fan.
Oh, it doesn't seem like a game. There's no progression. There's no anything. And
it's
then
just Pirate
your
Simulator.
Boat gets stuck looking at something and then goes like this. But gravity still works this way on your boat. And then you go underwater, your boat disappears, and you're just dead at the bottom of the ocean. Bizarre.
Seems like an
uninstalled it immediately.
Specific.
That's what happened to me. Yes, that's what happened to me in my first 30 minutes and only 30 minutes of the actual 1.0 game.
I played a
the
solid
beta
bit.
ran better.
It's fine
for me than the
definitely not the case for me. I had a lot of problems with the beta
launch.
and not much with the launch. I haven't had any problems with the launch.
I only played the final beta or whatever, but I just
I think I played like the last the 2 or 3 betas before. No, it's fine. If you have a group of friends, it's fun. If you have a group of friends and y'all have a Game Pass trial, then yeah, play it. Be a pirate. But like other than that, I can't see myself playing solo.
I really badly want to play that game, but none of my friends have the ability to without buying
I'll
it.
play it with a group. It's if you're playing with a group that like knows how to have fun, it's a playground.
I just want to play
it's a
Pirate
make your own
Simulator
fun type of thing. So
I just want to be a pirate.
Don't we all?
Play Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Assassin's Creed
play that
Rogue
game.
Remastered recently came to everything.
Oh yeah, I forgot that existed.
That's a thing. Yeah, me too.
Didn't come to PC because it was already the remastered version on PC.
Yeah. Yeah, and I never wanted to play that game because it's about a Templar. Like you become a Templar, and I'm all about the creed, right? But no, I'll probably end up playing it eventually. But I remember not really wanting to play it because of that. And my friend Andrew was like, it's really good though. You should play it. I'm like, but you're killing assassins. Like, it's messed up. But it's fine. I hear the gameplay is really good though. It's like a refined version of Black Flag, from what I hear.
Sure.
Bryce, are you going to continue with what you've been playing?
Do I get to finish?
Yes,
cool.
you could have interjected 20 minutes ago, but you don't want to talk. So that's fine.
Because I was gonna wait for you to finish interrupting me before I, interrupted you.
I mean, all I wanted to do was
That's
say
how
I
podcasts
also
go.
played Sea of Thieves, and then it was like, yo, so how was it? So, and that's fine.
I also played a little bit of Star Trek Online. It's I would enjoy more if Star Trek Online had more Star Trek Bridge Crew on it. Like, someone can't join your crew. Like, if you went into a mission with someone else, then they would also be in a ship. Which would have been cool if they were, like, part of your ship. Which I didn't do that with anybody, but somebody was watching my stream, and I was like, oh, what happened if someone was on my... doing this mission with me, and they told me, so... Okay. A Way Out. Darian, give me your impressions.
So the whole time we were making fun of it because it was just way too easy to make a lot of inappropriate jokes. A lot of the co-op
I can kind of see
aspects felt very forced. There was a lot of times where it was like, all right, I can do this, but no, I can't because apparently my partner has to help me do this random ass fucking thing that makes no sense. So there was...
I never came across any.
The pushing of the dumpsters, it was like, they have wheels. Why can one person not... They have wheels. There was many...
That's every game. That's even like Uncharted, where it's not co-op, where it's like, here, it's a heavy thing. Somebody should help me.
The pushing of the dumpsters, yeah, that was dumb. The thing that really made me mad was that they made me wait for Bryce to pull the metal off of a fence, even though there was a scene where he went and pulled the metal off the fence by himself. And it was like every time there was fucking metal that I had to pull off to climb through the fence, I had to wait for my partner, which is stupid because I know he can do it by himself. And it was just very frustrating.
This, but I do not remember a fence or metal with a fence specifically in this
Kenny
game.
played a different game.
It sounds like it. I don't. What portion of the game is this in?
It happens a few times.
just randomly throughout.
It's like a little metal, like fully metal kind of
I
barrier.
don't even.
It's just...
And he just kind of pulls... The two of them pull it to the side.
Okay.
But there's a point where one of them does it by themselves and then
Oh.
crawls through,
Well,
and
maybe
it's like...
it's just a little easier for two people to do. Like, I don't...
It's just a gate like the dumpster to keep the players from separating.
Yeah.
It was just
And
really...
that's good.
It was just really
Sounds frustrating.
disconnecting for me because like the whole time it was like, all right, I'm ready to progress. And like how some co-op games are, it's like, all right, when a person reaches this point, they're jumped together and the story continues.
Yeah.
No, I have to sit and wait for my partner to dilly-dally.
That's what was cool because it didn't just jump you. You have to actually like work
that.
together and be together.
It was just very much like I have to sit and wait in a part that doesn't feel like it makes sense to me. So I was already just completely disconnected. So then when the twist came at the end, I was just pissed off because it was like, what was the point of building all of this together?
To do the twist, which is surprising and makes sense with the context of the game and the story.
Teddy, give me your impressions.
Really good. I'd never encountered anything like that. I don't know. Me and Andrew played it, and we were he played as Leo, and I played as Vincent, and it turned out working really well in the end with those two. But it like started off, and he was, at the beginning you can do like workout stuff. Andrew got really in the beginning, like when you're out in the yard. Yeah. Andrew got really into getting like all of those up to like max. He was like, he ended up fucking like making his fingers sore because he was tapping square so much. So we just had a lot of fun with the mini games and the puzzles when we were like really invested, and I really enjoyed it, and I thought the actors did a really good job.
The voice acting was bad.
I thought
the
it was
voice
really
acting
good.
was so bad. The writing was just
there were a couple moments.
cheesy.
There were a couple moments that me and Andrew laughed at, but like overall, I thought it was really good. By the way, fun fact: you guys are the only negative things everybody, like, Metacritic, it's like scored really well. Like, it's everybody that I've known that's played it other than you guys said that they've really liked it.
Yeah,
Like,
I was really excited for it. I feel
shocked when I opened Twitter and I saw Darian be like, what a disappointment. I was like, really?
I feel like the reason, like,
I got really sad.
I think I had really high expectations for the game.
I probably set them too high.
And, well, not just you. I mean, everybody was hyped about this game.
Teddy, how many times did you fail?
I don't think I did at all.
Every time you never had to like lose time.
Never died and had
where
to start
could you
from a
even-
checkpoint.
Oh,
Lots of
actually, I
times,
think
lots
once.
of times you could get caught, you could get shot.
We got caught once.
I don't
I
think Teddy
think
played this
We
game.
got shot once.
Okay, me and
that's
Darian
it.
lost a lot, and I think I saw who was it?
I think that's literally
I
it.
saw the future play, and they were just cruising through that one like storming the enemy's base thing, and which me and Darian struggled with that.
Well, okay.
And the
main
shooting.
complaint that I had with the game is the shooting.
Yeah, the shooting is
100%.
bad.
The whole time me and Andrew were like, we were talking about how much we were enjoying it. And when I was saying that, I was like, Andrew, I really hope this game does really well and people buy it so that they can upscale their studio. And next time the shooting feels like an actual third-person shooter. Like, that would be great. Because this is rough. Especially the sniper. The sniper was rough.
Oh, yeah, I was trying to use the sniper, and that
the
was
sniper
bad.
was really rough. It was bad.
I just remember
That
that
was like
one
my
point
main complaint was the shooting.
when you first go and you're being sniped. Like, Bryce and I died there, I swear to God, like 15 times. There was a time when we respawned and instantly, like, we didn't have a chance to move or react. Someone got headshot. There was no reaction time. It was just
had a rough
up
time,
and
man.
dead.
I had the sniper rifle, so I was like, "Oh, I'll just take him out." And it was like, "No, he's
So,
invulnerable."
You guys know in the infirmary where Leo has to sneak around. This isn't really spoilers, but he
Darian
has to
was
sneak
in
around.
charge of sneaking, and she
Yeah, that
was
was
not.
bad.
Andrew got caught like once. Maybe
got caught a
twice, I
few
think.
times.
And then we were like, oh, okay, this is what we gotta do. And then other than that, in the big, like, where you're storming the thing, I think Andrew just pushed up too far and got overwhelmed, and he died, and then eventually I died or something like that. And then that was it. We went and we did it. So I don't know. That's rough.
Here's my complaints. Voice acting sucks. The story, honestly, like, a lot of it didn't make sense. The ending, I think, like, everything that happened up to it, like, it made the final bit, like, why is that how it ended? Like, it made all the development that the characters went through for the rest of the game.
That's what made the thing great. But I went and fun fact, I've been rewatching like some of it because when me and Andrew played it, we recorded it. So eventually, those are gonna go up on my YouTube channel. I'm gonna do it in like 30-minute segments. But I've been editing those. So why? What? No? As in that's never gonna happen?
You say you're gonna do a lot of things.
I have one up and I have two up, both ready to go. I'm gonna have them all ready, and then I'm just gonna schedule them for like every day. But I was editing the second one, and I was like watching it while I edited, or watching it a little bit fast while I like fish. And there were some things that were going on, and I was like, man, this like totally makes sense. Like they totally planted this seed from the beginning without you realizing it. Like it made me like the game more. So I don't know.
Me and Darian did mess around a lot more.
Yeah, the mini games and stuff like that was fun.
No, I mean,
we dicked around and picked on each other a lot.
Yeah, like when you're supposed to like do the laundry section, like I just Darren got in the thing and I was just like, guards, here she is.
We didn't put any towels on. We just
like, fuck it. Like, I never liked you. I also kept making jokes that like my character wanted her character's dick the entire time.
Jeez.
So, like this, like let's just break out of here so we can finally like consummate this.
It's a very good, like when I finish it, I mean, this happens a lot of times when I finish a game that I like. I'm always curious about like what other people like in Let's Plays. Like I want to see them in certain moments of it and like how they react. But like I also kind of want to see certain people play it, like who played it together, because like it is really good for like two friends playing it together type thing.
The like the problem, the game has a very like specific way to handle everything. Like there's not really options. So you have to do it very specific way. And there are areas where you have those like side interactions and stuff. But there was one deal. I was in the frickin' garage of this mechanic or whatever, and I just hammered a nail, and I was like, I could just keep hammering. I was like, why is this in
What
here?
is this interaction?
Yeah, there was
Why
a
is this
bunch
here?
of meaningless interactions, and there was like the baseball game that we played for a little bit, and I was like, okay, like there was
the
a
baseball
lot.
thing. I did not get the scoring. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
what
the
is
I think
scoring
it's
made no
distance.
sense.
I think it was like the distance with
Yeah.
the ball, but yeah.
There was a lot of like mini games and stuff that seemed just kind of like they did so many things, but none of them really felt that great.
I mean, I agree with that totally. I think I enjoyed all the mini games, but they didn't all feel great. I mean, if you went into this game, I think a lot of people went into this game expecting it to be like a AAA Naughty Dog style thing, and it's a double A. Like it's an indie studio.
I think if they were more focused, if they weren't trying to like do so many things, like I mean, the Connect 4 was cool. Like it was fun playing that, but I wanted to play
That was the one that I kind of found the most lame because it was just Connect 4.
Yeah, but Connect
fine,
4
though.
is fun.
I mean, yeah, it's classic, you know.
It's fun to trick your friends.
I won the first Connect 4 and then we tied. We literally filled up the entire thing. And I was like, and he was like, let's go again. I'm like, no.
I
tied.
won, and then I was like, all right, we gotta go meet your baby. Bye.
Like, I was sure I had her, but like I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it, and then she had something planned that I didn't see.
Came
Me
out
and
of
Andrew
left
were in
field.
like deep thought for the second one. And then I was like, we're going to tie, aren't we? He's like, yep. And then we just moved on.
So yeah, like if they didn't have the random hammering and like the fishing thing, they did so many things that none of them felt great.
Counterpoint, I liked a lot of them / most of them. I do agree the hammering thing was a little... I thought it was weird, because, I mean, the hammering thing's totally fine if, like, you know, it kept going in and then stopped at the bottom, but it didn't. Like, I went over and I was like, oh, I could just keep doing it. All right, and then I just left. But I didn't have a negative thing. I was just like, okay, that's how this is, and I left.
I mean, there were several interactions of, like, why is this here? And, like, I thought it was kind of cool that there was one chick I talked to, and she's like, oh, my husband's cheating on me, and then we went out later, and we found someone having sex in a trailer, and I guess
I completely missed that.
Oh,
That was great.
And my character was like, oh, this must be the one person's husband. Like, I wouldn't draw that conclusion, but so we went over and told the first person, and then like she went into the trailer and was like yelled at him for a minute, and then it just went quiet. And I was like,
Didn't she go in with
completely
a bat?
missed that.
She had a bat in her hand.
but yeah, but like it. And then
jeez.
and then it just went quiet. It's like that didn't feel very conclusive. Like just, okay.
Maybe
Like,
she killed him.
I feel like if they did less and if the story was better, because it felt very shallow. Like there was so much of it was just like, okay, we're getting out of here.
There was
we're
only
still running from
one
the
character
cops.
that I really thought had a shallow like development. Vincent's. I mean, I can say it without spoiling. I did not like Vincent's wife.
Oh.
Everybody else was like great, and I thought it was fine.
The way
but like
that
Vincent's wife was
resolved
just
made
kind of
the
like
most sense to me, and getting that ending made more sense than the other ending.
Actually, I was gonna ask you guys a question, but that's too spoiler.
Wait,
I'm not gonna do it.
We watched. We got.
We watched.
We got Vincent's.
I did too.
And then we watched the other one.
See, even saying that's spoilery because I didn't know that there were multiple endings, but it's fine.
Of course, like you have the way the game ends, obviously there's multiple endings.
I know, but you wouldn't know that the game ends like that unless you would say it. But we got what? Oh man, because we went and watched the other one immediately after.
Yeah.
Which one did? Oh, we got Leo. Because the whole thing was that how Andrew was like tapping square on like all the minigames and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna say it, but like it ended great, and Andrew was like, "I'm trained for this." But yeah,
Darian was
trying
not
not to
happy
spoil.
about the change in gameplay.
I was. Oh God, I really cannot express
that's
why
perfect.
I fucking hate this game because you don't want to talk spoilers. But I hate the game. I'm glad I didn't buy it.
It's one of my
I
game of the year.
appreciate getting the experience.
If not my game of the year,
Would never do it again.
Come get game of the year. We can have a spoiler talk.
Yeah,
and
we can hash this out in game of the year. Fight.
I mean, I don't
Game of the year.
expect to get I don't expect to get it on here, but
I think it should be recognized because there was a lot of interesting stuff that they did, but a lot of it was just poorly executed. There was just a lot that made me left feeling like I needed, like I didn't get any satisfaction from the game.
Here is what I will say.
It was a
in
great
terms
Friday.
of games that handled co-op, I feel like Gears of War did better.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit, I completely
Gears of War does co-op incredibly well.
Gears of
War is like
co-op
one of the 2-player like co-op gameplay experiences that like should be looked at as a baseline for good to great co-op action. Like, it's great. It is. Yes.
I've only played a little bit of Gears co-op, but like a lot of it, I mean, most of Gears that I played was solo. But like, I mean, when I did play it co-op, it was just solo, but with another person helping you, right? Like, I mean, this game is designed from the ground up for co-op. Like, the characters, you get attached to the character that you play, and it means something in the end, the way it's designed. Like, I don't know.
So Gears of War, when
disagree.
you're playing solo, you still have your squad there with you. When you play it with another person, if they're at the same skill level you are, you should turn it up one difficulty level at least, because the enemies are smarter, and you as 2 players will be much more challenged and dynamically kind of pushed to your limits as teammates. You can't get through Gears of War co-op with just one person carrying.
I've played Gears of War co-op with my brother, and I felt like that, like, neither one of us could kind of be better. And like the problem with A Way Out is that they forced the 2-player on you so much that you can't do anything by yourself. Where Gears of War, someone can kind of go ahead and push forward while the other person kind of handles something else.
There are literally moments where you separate and go do other things, and it's cool because you can see what the other person's doing. Like,
yeah, and then the dialogue overlaps. And you
well,
can't
not really.
do
It literally does a great job of
things.
lowering the other person, so you can barely hear the other person's dialogue, if at all, and you hear your own. Like,
in A Way Out, in the side sections, like when you can go, like the construction site, you can go talk to different people, and like if one person's talking, then you're hearing both people talking at the same time.
Not really though. You can't. It does a great job of lowering the other person's audio. Like, I couldn't hear.
It's still playing. I could hear it distinctly, and there were words overlapping, and it was just like, why? Why?
I thought that was one of the best parts of the game, of how they managed that. I was like, wow, this is a great job. I'm not distracted at all. I'm listening to my guy. Most of the time, I even forgot that Andrew was doing anything, unless I looked over and read it. Man.
I know there's one section in Gears of War where you're kind of going down different paths, and at one point, there's enemies. You could either push forward or you could point at the other person's, like, help the other person out. So it allowed you to kind of play at your own speed or also assist. And like, I really feel like Gears of War does co-op so well at allowing people to play at their own speed and work together in a great way. I wish A Way Out kind of did more of that. But we have been talking about the games we've been playing for a very long time. So Teddy, tell me about World of Warcraft.
Let me tell you something else that I love, that nobody else here loves. So let's continue this train of thought, right? World of Warcraft, one of the best-selling games of all time. It's a great video game. It's very good. The new expansion is coming out, and we knew that it was coming out. We knew a lot of details about it already, but they announced a release date for August 14th, which a lot of people in the community are very worried about. And I kind of am a little bit too. But I'm mainly excited because it gives me 9 days to play it before my classes start again. So I'm going to have a little bit of time to play it in the summer, whereas normally the expansion comes out in like November, and I barely play any of it. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited to, stand beside my King Anduin, okay? And defeat Horde scum. I'm looking at you, JJ. So that's that.
I've played a lot of World of Warcraft with you, and I don't know who King Anduin is.
Well, I mean that also
or
that
really
totally
who the
is
Horde
fine.
are.
It's totally fine. Anduin makes sense because I mean Anduin literally just became the king. He's Varian's son. So like you probably didn't even play when he was the king. So yeah. Do you remember Varian? He was a dude in Stormwind, spiky hair, he's in like the castle.
I don't remember anybody
All right.
from World
That's
of
fine.
Warcraft.
It's not like I'm nerdy about it or anything here with my World of Warcraft lore book, which I've barely read though. I want to learn more, but I haven't. So, but yeah, I'm excited.
Bunny, are you excited about the new PUBG map?
Oh, I'm excited because let me tell you what, I got to play it. Played like 10-ish games.
Well,
It's all in first person, which
can you
is not my
describe
jam.
it first? Can you lay
But-
out the scene, the name of the
Yeah,
map?
well,
Can we-
of course.
Can you read it to us
course.
like an ebook?
You know, because you read
give me
an
the
ebook.
long history
An
of-
ebook is a
Oh, yeah,
text
that's a good
file, Teddy.
point. Like an audiobook.
Read it yourself. No. So PUBG, normally 8 kilometer by 8 kilometer map, right?
As
PUBG
everyone knows.
Operation Savage, 4 by 4 kilometers. So it is a quarter of the size, same number of people. They doubled the guns. It's all on this cool tropical island that had completely unfinished buildings and textures and stuff. It's like, oh, this building is just gray squares put together so far. Okay. Super fun. There's a couple things that they need to tweak, but that's, I think, why they're doing this. They're doing multiple rounds of testing for this before it comes out. It's super fun. When I can play it in third person, I'll be really, really excited. I had a lot of fun with it in first person even. I'm not crazy about the first person PUBG, but yeah, I mean, you drop in like within 5 minutes, there's 30 people left, and it goes from there. It's a much faster style game. It's good. I like it, and I'm very excited for it for that next test round to come out to see what feedback they've listened to. Because most of what I've heard is people are like, let's make a smaller first circle, and let's make it go faster for that first circle. Because I mean, by the time the first circle closes, there's 30 people left, and then you're like, okay, well, I killed 7 people already, but where are the rest of these people? And you won't see anybody for a few minutes. So it has some pacing issues, but it will. I think just with that simple change, it'll get a whole lot better. Very exciting though, and new island, interesting, like dynamic locales and stuff, kind of all over the place.
It is the Fortnite of PUBG maps.
It's like they've literally taken the size of Fortnite's map and put PUBG in it and been like, see, look, we're still better.
That's true.
You had to.
Fortnite is trash. It's not fun.
It being the most played game in the world disagrees, but okay.
A lot of people can be wrong.
It's also a free game, which I feel like if PUBG was free, it would have been like it's just.
I would like a source for most played game in the world,
Well,
please.
I mean, it's really not,
please.
but
I was gonna
it's like
say,
one
I'm
of
pretty
the,
sure League of Legends still holds that.
yeah, I'm pretty sure
Is
it
it?
does.
I thought
Probably.
Yeah.
Is Dota bigger than the League? Or?
No,
No.
Dota's not bigger than League.
Mm-mm. League and Fortnite share time as like number one game on Twitch.
Yeah.
But that's mostly because there's like 1 or 2 people that each have like 50,000 viewers at a time.
League is a lot different.
It's-
Fortnite for sure. League is like there's
I've
a lot
never
of people
looked
with
at the
like
league directory
20,000.
because but there's like 5 people that are carrying that, like 5
Yeah.
streamers that are carrying that
Yeah,
to
that's
the
true.
top stream game, which, if you ask me, doesn't really count. It's more like, that's like saying, well, you know, this game is the biggest game in the world,
Well,
but
I'm also not going
there's
on that. I'm
one
going on
person
statistics
playing
of like,
it,
you know, the
and a
most
bunch of
amount
other
of
people
money that
watching
it's
it.
made, and like,
Sure.
How many downloads it has on the iOS store in like one day, when it's invite only.
It makes $2 million a day on iOS, though. I saw that today.
Yeah,
$2 million
that's not a
a
surprise.
day.
It's one of the most.
It's not a surprise.
big
I'm sure there's a lot of
still bad.
returns. A lot of parents are fairly upset about that.
Yeah, that's true.
There's that whole like, it makes so much money on the App Store or whatever. Like, sure, that doesn't make it a better game, right? We're comparing apples with crab apples, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to get into that, but you threw out Fortnite is trash, so I was just like, maybe like the fact that billions of people, not billions, but many people play it.
But
PUBG bringing up another feature.
PUBG did take a feature that Fortnite has. What was that?
The spectating your killer, which is, I don't know. Sure, that's cool. It's nice, well, especially when you're playing third person. It's really nice to see how much they're cheating. Yeah, I mean, it's. I don't care for it, but it doesn't hurt the game. They don't let it, like, if you're in squads, it doesn't let you spectate the person who killed you until your whole squad is dead. So
yeah, I guess I don't know why. Like, why wouldn't you just want to hop in?
See the point. That bothered me when I played Fortnite.
I see the point. It's one of my favorite features of Fortnite. Is because like if we're in the top 10, yeah, absolutely. If we're in the top 10 and we die to like the second or third team that's left, like there's 3 teams left, and we die. Honestly, a lot of times we'll be like, "Yo, let's stay and watch the end of this game."
Yeah, when I get up into the top, I want to see who wins. And before it was just like, "All right, you're dead." Like, oh, yeah, okay.
I would rather Fortnite pick up the kill cam feature that PUBG has, because there's many times I've died.
I think it would be cool if they did a kill cam and then went to spectating.
The death cam in PUBG is fantastic.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
But Teddy, you like the Fortnites. Why don't you tell me about some weird
one here.
Some weird Fortnite things.
Fortnite's weird comment has players thinking changes are on the way. Will say this, Bryce, definitely didn't read this article. Not super familiar with it, but I am a tiny bit familiar.
Tilted towers are going down.
Yeah, a lot of people have theories that they're just gonna like nuke it, which is interesting. But I haven't looked too much into the theories, so you might want to go over this one.
Are they gonna shut Fortnite down like Paragon?
No. Yes. Basically,
I got one. Sure. I got one of you guys that work.
Basically, there's been like people's controllers have been vibrating randomly.
Yeah, they rumble.
And people were thinking that was glitch, but then they like realized it was like Morse code, and realized that the message was SOS D4 418. So people think obviously SOS being like, you know, danger.
Save our ship.
D5 is where Tilted Towers is, and 418 probably being April 2018. So they're thinking
that's awesome.
This month we're gonna see Tilted Towers get hit by a comet, because apparently
I, as a Fortnite player, would not be opposed to that. I'm not like super strong one way or the other, but I mean Tilted Towers is totally stupid. But as somebody who doesn't drop in Tilted Towers, it helps me out, because like there's way less people dropping in nearby in other areas, so it makes it a little bit easier to loot up. But like, I mean, it's dumb. Tilted Towers is dumb. There's like 30 people that drop on it every time. It's ridiculous.
Well, what I've read about it is that the players as well as the developers hate Tilted Tower. Because of how broken it is.
It's dumb, yeah. Because, like, if you want to just... I mean, it is... I don't know. It is kind of neat if you just want immediate, like, action. You're just like, okay, let's just drop down and fight somebody. Tilted Towers is, like, the gamble of, like, if you win 20 billion gunfights, you come away with, like, a shit ton of loot. But most likely you're gonna die. So I rarely ever drop there. Unless we're just messing around. I would not be opposed.
Like falling Picado.
It's fine. You can nuke it. You have my permission.
I'll let Epic Games know But
Yeah,
Teddy
good.
approves.
Call up
The-
Nick Chester.
They'll update they'll patch it tomorrow.
Okay,
Just
cool.
because Teddy says
Because
so.
they'll advance it. Cool.
Has anyone here played Shadow of War?
Yes,
have.
Bunny
I
beat
finished
it.
that this
though.
year.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about this new news?
I actually, so they had microtransactions, right? It's been 6 months since this game was out, and they removed the microtransactions. They just gone. I never used them, and I guess I never really thought about it because I wasn't into the like multiplayer kind of side game end game thing they have going on, where you can like recruit captains to like man your strongholds and like defend or attack strongholds that other players own. Not like you never go like one-on-one with another player. It's just like, I've got these guys and I'm going to attack your stronghold, or they're like, I got these guys and I'm attacking your stronghold, and then you get a notification like, they defeated your stronghold. I'm like, all right. I think it's going to be good for the game because its last expansion is coming out, which is supposed to be quite a bit bigger than the Blade of Galadriel, which I haven't played the Blade of Galadriel yet, but I got the impression it's like 4 to 6 hours or something. So nothing like huge. The game took me like 50 hours to get through the campaign. So,
well, a lot of the complaints people had with the microtransaction is that a lot of people thought, I was going to get your opinion on this because I never reached that point in the campaign, but at a certain point in the campaign, apparently it gets like super grindy where you like Sauron attacks your stronghold just over and over.
Game.
Yeah.
That's the single player end game, and it's called the Shadow Wars. I didn't finish the Shadow Wars. That's like the post game content kind of thing. So then you can unlock the true ending or whatever. It's they're tweaking the end game with this patch. Or I don't know if they've already tweaked it, but they're adding like some story events and stuff to make it make more sense. But I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think at any point I lost a stronghold. I think I lost like 1 or 2 guys along the way to attacks, but it wasn't like I never felt overwhelmed, and I never had, other than like the pre-order characters, I never had the like elite top tier guys and like orcs to defend. But the ones that I had were like I encountered like over and over again in multiple regions. Like there's this one guy that had like a glass eye who was a seer, and then like he killed me like 3 times right out the bat, like when I first started, and then like 30 hours later he shows back up, like surprise attacks me. I'm like, all right, I'm taking you down. I try to capture him, and he's like, no, you can't dominate me. So I kill him, and he shows up again like another few hours later, and then I like dominate him and finally have this guy. And he's like, because he's killed me so much, he's like super strong. And it's just like it's got this really cool dynamic storyline within the Nemesis system, and they've buying a better orc kind of just would remove that whole storyline. Like it wouldn't matter that I have this great orc because I could just buy one that's 5 levels higher or 10 levels higher or whatever. Like I wouldn't have that like bond or like history with this orc who's kind of a dick. So I finally just dominated him and said, yeah, get over it.
But here's the thing. I mean, you didn't finish it though, right? So like,
I didn't finish Shadow Wars.
Doesn't that?
I finished. So the main story, the Shadow Wars is.
I get that, but mainly
game.
what I'm talking about is the Shadow Wars.
Before you can do the final mission, you have to capture all of the strongholds in all of the areas. And while you're doing that, there are some attacks that, if your orcs aren't strong enough, you won't be able to fend off.
Yeah, I
but
hear
you
that
have
section
more
could
than
be-
enough resources at that point to like buff up your defenses, give them tools and stuff to
Interesting.
keep these enemies off.
I hear it
Alright,
can be
well-
very, very grindy. That,
I had
like,
a friend who was playing through it and said that he got to that point and was just like, nah, I can't do this, and he quit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go back to it. I'm sure it's one of my favorite games from last year. It's
But I
It's
mean,
great.
overall, the fact that they are going to be tweaking that because they're taking out microtransactions, which very much implies that they were like, yeah, we might have
well,
made
I don't
this
think they're
pretty
tweaking.
grindy
It doesn't
so
sound
that
like they're tweaking it in a.
orcs-
It doesn't sound like they're tweaking it in a way that is removing any grind, but they're adding story beats and things like that to it. Is what it sounds
Yeah.
like. It's not like, yeah, hey, we screwed up and we shouldn't have had these this progression based microtransaction system for your sense of pride and accomplishment. They're just saying, we've, after a long amount of discussion, it seems like this really has kind of chipped away at what we meant to do with the Nemesis system.
I also say that Shadow of War is also one of the games that was responsible for the big loot crate debacle, because their loot
It
crates,
was like the one that kicked it all off.
yeah,
really.
it was them and
I don't think it was
Battlefront.
the one that kicked it off. It was the one that tipped that. Yeah, Battlefront was the one that blew it up. Shadow of War tipped it over the cliff a little bit.
Yeah,
and
that was like, I mean, it was
Battlefront
starting.
was just like,
Yeah.
see you later.
Both of them had gameplay affecting loot crates, being the orcs or the equipment and stuff that affected, and Battlefronts obviously did the same. So I feel like this is a symptom, and or this is a sign that the loot crate thing's kind of backing down, and we're
I
seeing...
mean, fun fact that's not in the news or whatnot, Battlefront 2, they just
Re-added
unlocked
microtransactions.
all of the characters. They re-added microtransactions, but they unlocked all of the characters for everybody. So like you don't have to buy them or earn them or anything.
So like all 5 people left playing that game.
Yeah. So it seems like the loot crate thing's kind of swung the other way. But
Which we all knew it would. I mean,
Did we?
in the end.
We
Yeah.
hope.
I don't
I
think
knew it would.
I hope that it would. I don't think I knew that it would.
After
I don't
Battlefront, I knew that it would. I didn't
Guess
know
what
before
games
that, but
still
after that, I
have-
was like,
Guess what games still have loot box microtransactions? Every single EA Sports game,
yeah.
MLB 18, the show. All of these games have, like, every single sports game out there has a loot box, like, trading card microtransaction that, like, based game. That it is literally pay to win. If you pay money, you will have asinine amounts of this. It still exists. It's not dead. It's just something they've gone, oh, you don't, we're not going to make as much money putting it in this game, and it might hurt the money that we'll make in our other sport game.
Yeah, no, I don't think Bryce was saying that it
FIFA Ultimate Team
completely
makes
swung over the other way,
so
you
much
know,
money.
like, it just did a little bit. It's not ever going to completely
They
go
pulled
to
back
nothing.
a little bit. It's it's insane that people think it's over. It's not.
You know what
No,
game won't have
it won't be.
microtransactions? Spyro the Dragon.
Spider-Man and... Oh.
No, Spyro the Dragon. Tell me
But
about
Spider-Man will also...
Spider-Man does have microtransactions.
Tell me about
Suck it.
Spyro the Dragon, Darian.
They're giving Spyro the Crash Bandicoot treatment, and they're remastering 3 of his games, trilogy. It's pretty excited.
The original 3, right?
The original 3, yeah. Spyro, Spyro 2, and Spyro Year of the Dragon. It'll cost $40, just like... Sorry, $39.99, just like Crash.
I watched the trailer and it looks like a remake. Like looking at the stuff that was in the old version, it looks like there's totally new textures. Like it's not.
I mean, it technically is. I mean, Crash
That's
technically
what the
was
Crash
too.
Bandicoot
Okay.
treatment was too. They remastered the whole. It's
Ground
it's
up.
They
called
remade it from the
remastered,
ground up.
But
Yeah, which
it
is
is
very-
built
quote,
it in a
unquote,
new
remastered.
system.
It's a remake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a remaster, made from the ground up, whereas Ratchet and Clank, for example, is a remake. As in, they took, I mean, like, Crash, they
Ratchet and
didn't
Clank
change any
is
of the main
the
gameplay.
closest.
Like, it is the game, you know? Whereas Ratchet and Clank is, like, parts of the original, but, like, remade.
Just
like,
yeah, like the Final Fantasy remake.
That's
it's gonna be like the
gosh.
same story, but they're
that's gonna be more
also
along the lines of Ratchet and Clank,
and
where it's gonna be like
adjusting.
a lot
so
different.
this is it's the same game, just in a new.
I think
engine.
like typically we've seen remasters before, and they've been kind of, they took the original assets, and before they were exported to kind of a lower setting for the discs and stuff, like they were originally created at a higher setting, and now they've re-exported them at a higher setting. But now
this is
like
different.
This is completely remaking new assets, new everything. I assume new controls, which really like bringing Spyro into the next gen, which kind of makes me interested.
It's an interesting. I never played any of the PS1 Spyro games. I played the Spyro games on the Game Boy Advance, and I love those fucking games. I'm really excited for the Spyro remaster. I never played any of the Crash games, and I was never into Crash. And watching people just rage the hell out at Crash Bandicoot Remastered was all that I needed from that game. I don't think I will ever pick that up. But
let me know when
Spyro
there's another Sly
Remastered looks
Cooper.
amazing.
I'll be there.
They tried. They made Sly 4.
I know, it's really sad. And I'm also a hypocrite because I haven't finished all the old Sly games, which I own.
Yeah,
but
I think I think this is going to be like, I'm really excited, and I don't want to say that it's going to be as good as Crash, but I think it's almost going to be as good as Crash. Like, it looks fantastic. Those my gosh, those
looks
trailers
magnificent.
They look fantastic. So if the game is running at that kind of frame rate and stuff, I might get a PS4 Pro for it.
PS4 Pro for the Spyro. Game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it. I didn't actually own a Spyro game myself, but I had a friend that would let me play Spyro on his PlayStation.
Nice.
I was really excited when they announced the Crash Bandicoot, and I've been waiting for them to announce it because my friends and I in my Discord have been like, yo, when are they gonna do it for Spyro? There's so many like rumors for Spyro, and like I had to keep saying like, okay, none of them are official yet, so like I don't want to get super excited about it because what if they don't? What if they give us the Final Fantasy VII treatment again?
Oh my god.
So like
Final Fantasy VII's like, we told you we're making a remake, and then they keep giving us all of these just horrible news about it. Just like,
yep.
Oh, stop.
Well, the original Final Fantasy remake or Final Fantasy VII story was like, okay, remake it now. Like, this is your most successful game. Like, when are you gonna remake it? When are you gonna remake it though? Are you gonna remake it?
Crystal Chronicles 2. God damn.
There's a bug in here.
That's good to know.
Oh, he's on my screen. Oh, he flew away. I'm sorry. Okay.
There was a new Splatfest, and I think this is gonna be really really hard fought. Which sides we're gonna take, but Teddy, baseball or soccer?
Soccer.
Darian, baseball or soccer?
Baseball.
Bunny, baseball or soccer?
Soccer. Easy.
Baseball. I did not expect it to go this way.
I played soccer all throughout middle school and like early high school.
Yes, it's the great American pastime.
I played t-ball when I was like 6.
Let me tell you
I played
about
soccer for like 6 years instead.
The only baseball experience I like. It's called MLB 18 The Show, Road to the Show, and it's an RPG where I just get to hit home runs every at bat. I don't have to sit through 900 pitches where nothing happens.
I remember when I played t-ball.
Come up to the plate and I crush it.
I was out in the outfield when I played t-ball, and I remember just like at a certain point, I was just sit down. Yeah, just sit
in the grass.
I was just picking grass. I was like, why am I here?
I played coach pitch, like coach pitch, slow pitch baseball. and they put me in the outfield, and they nicknamed me the farmer because I would just sit there digging
there you go.
at the ground, just like, this is
I just
so
like picked up all the grass in the
boring.
area around me.
This is the worst thing to call
Whereas
sport.
soccer, when
Poker
I played,
is more of a sport than baseball.
all right, well,
why are
let's
people
calm
here?
the hot takes
Mom,
down.
go home.
cool them off, cool the hot takes down. In soccer though, I remember I like playing defense though, because like at a certain point, I mean, theoretically, you're supposed to get the ball back up to your forwards, but like, I remember the coach being like, if you can't though, just boot it out of here. So I would just be like, fucking boom. It was
Crush
great.
it.
It was great.
Well, there were more of the teddies and bunnies of who
Well, I
chose
mean,
soccer.
soccer's more worldwide.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure if this is
Soccer's
a worldwide or just
like-
an American deal.
The Splatfests are actually regional.
Yeah. So soccer was the popular vote. More people chose to be on that team, but baseball players won both the solo and team matches. So baseball is the winner of the Splatfest.
Usually, and that's I think usually how it goes because of the matchmaking that happens in Splatoon 2. When they're trying to match you up against the other team. If you're playing for the less popular group, you will win. You'll have more opportunity to be matched against the other group because there's more of them. There might be 1,000 people on team 1 compared to 500 people on team 2. If the 500 people in team 2 are all matchmaking at the same time and 1,000 people in team 1 are matchmaking at the same time, there's going to be 500 people in team 1 that can't find a game against team 2.
Yeah. They'll play against their own team, and then that'll just be nothing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So.
But there's your Splatfest news. But we've got some new game coming out news. Tell me about that, Darian.
So the Lawbreakers Studios' next game
Boss Key Studios
is
amazing.
an 80s infused battle royale game show called Radical Heights. And it's pretty exciting. Looks pretty and fun.
You sound so enthused, Darian.
I'm having a
excited to play
hard
it.
time, dude.
I saw a friend of mine tweet who was like, basically in quotes, like Lawbreaker or Boss Key releases a game in an oversaturated market, game fails. Boss Key then continues to make a game and release it in an oversaturated market. Let's see what happens. I was like, yeah, that's a good point.
Man.
I'm not sure why Battle Royale. I get it.
I wouldn't
but
say
like,
Battle Royale at this point, releases
it's not
wise,
oversaturated yet.
is
No.
oversaturated.
Releases wise, no, for sure.
Announced games, maybe. Games that are in alpha or like a really early beta, maybe. But we have PUBG and Fortnite. And
But-
if you're really dedicated, you go play the Arma 3 Battle Royale mod.
I mean, H1 still exists.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
out
the
to H1.
H1
No, it
exists.
doesn't.
H1 is dead, like so dead, right? But we've got Isles of Nine, which looks awesome. We've got the small scale take with Darwin Project.
Yeah.
And then we have this. Like, I can't name any other battle royale games that are like imminent or available to play.
I mean, I will say
at
this:
any
hero
point now.
shooters, when Lawbreakers was coming out, was also not oversaturated until Lawbreakers and Battleborn and Overwatch, all three came out. You know?
Well,
So it's
Lawbreakers came
like-
out 2 years later.
Yeah.
So Lawbreakers
After
was late
Overwatch
to
had
that
already
game for
fought
sure.
Battleborn and won.
They didn't even like. Battleborn
wasn't
was
a
so
fight.
I'd
good.
never even heard of
Battleborn
was
Lawbreakers,
so good.
TBH.
Yeah.
Lawbreakers was really good. It
Lawbreakers
was
is
a
good.
shame.
is a shame.
It's heartbreaking to me because I had so much fun in those like 3 weeks.
I tweeted
playing that
out,
game.
I think like a month ago at this point, I tweeted out something along the lines of like that my brain, like that night for some weird reason, I just couldn't stop thinking and like analyzing a bunch of different games that I love that have failed. I was just like, man, why? And Eric responded and said that that one's Lawbreakers for me, and I was like, that was one of them that I was thinking about. Like, I'm not going to go into the others. Wildstar, but
oh my God.
Lawbreakers was one of them, and I was just like thinking about it, man. So it's a bummer.
It'll be fun. I'm excited because
I'm looking forward to it.
It looks like colorful and fun like Fortnite does, but it isn't Fortnite, and so I want to try it. Yeah, the shooting. Hopefully, the shooting is better. Yeah. Oh God, it doesn't have the things that make Fortnite bad. So hopefully, this will be a fun game that I'm looking forward to a lot.
Honestly, it kind of reminds me of Grand Theft Auto, which I think Grand Theft Auto Online has a Battle Royale mode.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I was doing a whole other thing to the camera. I was doing a whole Jim face where she was talking about why it was bad. I was like, and then I was like doing breathe in, breathe out, and then I was like, okay, I'm good. So
okay.
It was a whole other thing.
Anyway, real quick, Insomniac Spider-Man game has a release date, September 7th.
Yes, it does.
Hot diggity dog.
It looks very cool. I imagine everyone here will be playing it.
Bryce, are you kidding me? That's the one we're going to spend the least amount of time on. We spend more time on basketball and soccer Splatfest than September 7th. Baseball, that's true, not basketball.
Oh
it's true,
that's
baseball.
how much you didn't give a shit about that segment.
It shows how much I cared about that. Spider-Man PS4, Marvel Spider-Man. We've been hearing about this for so long. I am very excited. September 7th.
They didn't give us more information.
There are no microtransactions in the game. There are no microtransactions in the game. That is confirmed. The map size is going to be, I think he said, sizably larger than Sunset Overdrive's map.
Who played that?
The Mary Jane is going to be playable.
All 5
That's
people
pretty
who bought an
cool.
Xbox One at launch.
Sunset Overdrive's fun. I like it. I didn't play as much of it as I would like.
It wears off after about 10 hours.
Map is going to be sizable. When asked, are there microtransactions in the game, he said, hell no. Mary Jane's playable. Bunch of cool alternate Spider-Man suits. Very excited. There was a bunch of GIFs going around about like him swinging through the city. It looks awesome. The fast travel system is him going into the subway, and then he's just on a train looking at his phone in like a Spider-Man suit. It looks great. Very excited. Very excited.
Yeah, we didn't get a whole bunch of information, so just release date.
I mean that about covers it.
Basically, it's Ratchet and Clank open world starring Spider-Man. Awesome.
Please give it to me now.
But
no, give it to me when it's ready.
September 7th.
I can wait.
When you can give it to me, that's fine.
But that concludes the news and brings us to topic of the show. So we're
finally to the bulk of the podcast.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's been a long podcast. So we're trying something new with topic of the show where people can submit their responses to the topic of the show, and the topic was, what do you think video games and the game industry will be like in 5 years? And we have a few responses. Teddy, tell me what Yuri Gaspar thinks the future will be like.
Yuri Gaspar says, so I see gaming taking some further leaps and bounds in the next 5 years, things like VR becoming lighter and without cables, as well as removing a lot of the bulk. This combined with some haptic feedback suits would be amazing. There are some places in Australia that have whole warehouses doing mixed reality VR gaming with groups and stuff. It is pretty dope. I also see some newer consoles coming out again, closing the gap between console and PC to a level where you won't need a hardcore gaming PC and you can have a console that runs basically as a PC. That is, as a console fan, that is not true. That last part will never happen. But
yeah, because it's that last part I don't think will happen. I think VR will become lighter. I mean, the HTC Vive Pro it will not launch with, but has a wireless adapter that will launch sometime this year for that, and that would be super dope. I got a PSVR a couple months ago when they were like $200 or whatever,
really cheap,
and so I spent $350 on the Skyrim bundle. Um, but I mean that's kind of where VR needs to go. Just easier to wear and improved display technology.
You said
I think
haptic
is
feedback
really
suits. That's not going to happen in the next 5 years.
They
might be
feedback suits will happen.
prototypes.
We'll probably have prototypes in the next 5 years.
Yeah.
I would bet you in the next 5 years, prototype suits or even like top
At least
top end suits will be a thing. I don't know about
like.
I don't think it'll be like it's not going to be Ready Player One.
Yeah, it'll be starting to be worked on.
But
in the next
people will be like, "This is what we're leading
this
to
is
with
an
Ready
idea.
Player One." What do you have to say, Bryce?
Can the
Which
pretzel
this is your own
survive?
podcast. You can interject whenever you want.
Can the I was raised with good moral values that
That's
you don't
not how it
interrupt
works.
someone who's
If
talking.
you're talking at a dinner table, sure.
So anyway,
But I have the
That was good.
Vive, and I have been very interested in the VR, and I will say yes, I think VR is going to be much bigger. I think most people, because right now there is a price war going on. I don't think I mentioned it, but
how much? It's like $350 now for the Oculus Rift Plus Touch.
yeah. So the like
Crazy.
I swear every month at least PlayStation VR, Oculus, or Vive drops their price. One of the three every month, one of them drops, and then you've got all the other headsets coming out. So there's a price war going on. So I see a lot more people. Like I feel like most gamers are going to have a VR headset in 5 years, and they're going to be wireless, so they'll be a lot easier to use, and thus once a lot more people have it, we're going to see a lot more games.
I don't think wireless technology is going to be there in like 100% there in the next 5 years. Wireless technology is rough.
From my understanding, I have watched some people using the wireless for the Vive, and I've heard no complaints.
The Vive wireless works on like a really high frequency with like almost no latency.
Man,
and
see that's
no
okay.
interference.
I need to do some more research.
Because
That
it's
is
on
right
such
now.
a high frequency.
Yeah.
Wireless technology is way better than your router that you've got with your AC, your wireless AC shit. It's like look at Bluetooth's probably a better example actually of
that makes sense.
wireless technology does.
Yeah.
Like, and that's even like the Bluetooth in your phone is probably like 2, 3, 4 years old really in terms of technology because it has to become affordable.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's got to become affordable.
I see VR being much bigger in the future, and that's what I like. That's my prediction for the next 5 years of gaming. VR much bigger, all wireless, and a lot more people are gonna be having, thus a lot more games.
I don't think it's going to be exactly the dream world that people think it's going to be.
It's not gonna be Ready Player One. I don't say that, but it's definitely.
I think it's going to be better. I think it's going to be slightly better. I think wireless stuff is definitely going to be like what they're really pushing in the next 5 years. And I still don't. It's not going to get down to like affordable and everybody has it type thing. I really don't. I mean, even if they go wireless, then isn't that going to be like more expensive? Like so. I mean, I don't know.
I mean the HTC
know,
Vive wireless, the Vive Pro's wireless adapter.
Yeah.
Is probably going to be like another $100-$200. It's not built into the Vive Pro.
Yeah. That's like the one that they're doing right now. The one that's like really experimenting with wireless is Vive, and Vive's like the most expensive.
There's a third-party wireless adapter that's already out that works for both Oculus and the Vive, and I think that's coming around the $150 range is where that is. So I imagine the official brand Vive one will be around that price range too.
Maybe I can see this like, right like at the end of the next 5 years type thing. Like that's really when it. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
Bunny, why don't you read what Matt thinks the future will be like?
God.
I'm digging his future. So check this out. 2023. The year has entered a new ice age. It's too dangerous to venture outside, but humanity has adapted. We have our Amazon, Facebook, and Google overlords to thank for that. Deep beneath the frozen hellscape, we live in the tunnels, a series of tubes called the intranet. The world as we know it ceases to exist, and humans only have one place to turn to curb their gaming appetite. The Nintendo Switch. Though it still doesn't have a much requested virtual console, the continuous delay of the networking features position Nintendo well for the intranet era.
Wow. Interesting.
A dark future, and I'm looking forward to it.
I would like to see a Nintendo Switch 2 in 5 years. Like, I would love them to continue this type of console.
Yeah,
I would
I
love them
think in
too, but
5
I'm
years we would need a
scared.
Switch 2 with better hardware, honestly.
I'm just like I also want everything to be where you can take it on the go and then also just put it in a little dock and it's amazing. It just goes right up here. That's like the dream. But I'm scared that Nintendo is so Nintendo that they're just gonna be like, oh, but what about this other little thing that we got? Like this other little
What about
gimmick.
our
But then
$80
again-
cardboard box?
You never know. But yeah, then again, the Switch is selling so well, so maybe they will just go off of it. But I feel like they rarely ever go off of it. I don't know.
I mean, the Wii was so successful, so they tried to continue the Wii, even though the Wii was successful.
Yeah, but
and kind
not
of a
really.
weird-
They continued the Wii, but like did a whole different thing. Really.
Yeah, I mean, they can expand upon the Switch if they have a good way to expand it. But
I don't know, I'm
I'd like to
scared.
see a Switch too. I'd like to see them do more.
I would too.
I don't
I'm
think
just scared
Nintendo
about
can
it.
go back to a non-hybrid system after they
I think so
phased
too, but
out
I
the
feel like
3DS.
they might just
like
yeah.
when the 3DS dies, and we know that this is happening because Nintendo is making Pokemon a mobile franchise. They're making a mainline Pokemon game for the Switch. That's
yeah.
as good as them saying, yes, this is the successor to both the 3DS and the Wii U. We
I really
now have one
hope
product.
it continues.
And
like
I
this
don't think that they can get away from that that hybrid console now, unless they. I mean, Nintendo's proved us wrong. They've said, "Fuck it, we don't care. We're making a Wii U," and seen that crash and burn. But they are. They're a very unique company in that I if anybody's gonna say, fuck that and split and do a home console and a portable console again, it would be Nintendo. But I don't
that's
see
the
them
thing.
doing
I don't
that
see
because
them doing it either.
they
But if
hold
anyone
a
were to do
very
it, it'd be
unique
them.
niche. Yeah.
Yeah.
They hold a very unique niche that no one device can do. That's the Switch. It's
Nintendo, give us a Switch too, please. In the
PlayStation.
future.
Give us the
Thank you.
PlayStation Switch.
Dude, oh my God.
Yeah.
I would love that so much, but they never would. But it'd be great.
Darian, why don't you read Penguin's vision of the future?
It says, I think gaming in 5 years will be more VR based or immersive. Honestly think game companies will get rid of controllers in replace of something else. All I know is that inflation is a bitch and each console will be somewhere around $600 to $700.
What was the PS3 at launch?
The
600.
PS3 launched at $600 because it's a
Yes.
PlayStation.
PS3?
People will buy it. Yeah, the PS3 in 2007 launched.
$599.
2006 launched at $599.
And that's why the Xbox 360 took the lead for many, many, many years.
Yeah, because the 360 was $100 cheaper, $200 cheaper.
I think it might have been too. I don't know at launch.
It was
about
$499
the
and
360.
$599 at launch.
Yeah, so then the 360 must have been $399 at launch. And then the 360 Elite, did that even come out when the 360 first launched?
I don't think so.
I mean,
but yeah,
it
that was
a little
like
late.
we had the 360 was like much cheaper, and so
It was $299 and $399.
the 360 had Call of Duty 2, which was huge, and Halo 3, which was massive.
Yeah.
Like I was in high school when that came out, and I remember like I asked for an Xbox 360 for Christmas, and the people I asked for could not find one. It was that popular.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I wanted to play Halo 3. I wanted to play Call of Duty 2. Like I remember going to Best Buys and Targets and like just sticking on those demos and just like, you cannot pull me away from this, Mom. I know it's one level, that I've played 5 times since we've been here, but it's too good. Look how real it looks. Like the
you wanna
360 was the thing, and there wasn't anything for another year.
Yeah. You want to know a random sidebar about me playing one level over and over? When the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection was announced, they also put out a demo for Uncharted, like a demo for it, but it was the Uncharted 2 helicopter level. And it was just that. And I did it over and over. I had played the game before. It's not like I just wanted to play it in smooth PS4 1080 60, and I got to the point where I was like speedrunning it. Me and my roommate were like, which one of us can do it faster? I was very excited about that game.
Teddy, what is your vision of the future?
My vision of the future in the next 5 years is that it's not radically all that different from what's going on now. Like I think the whole like generation, like bridging the generations, Xbox One X, Xbox One, PS4, PS4 Pro type thing, I think that's going to get more easily defined, and people are going to get they're going to understand it a lot more. I think we will have a PlayStation 5 in the next 5 years. Xbox, who knows? I'm not ballsy enough to make a prediction there, but like I think we will have a PlayStation 5 in the next 5 years. Other than that, I mean, VR I think is going to be in a similar place that you said, Bryce and Bunny. I don't think prices is going to go up to 600, 700. I think it's very possible that prices definitely go up in general, but like
I don't think in 5 years
like
we'll
600, 700
that much.
Yeah.
I don't think that new consoles, I mean, because we're 5 years into we're 5 years into PS4 and Xbox One.
Something like that,
and I don't think that we're going to see that much of a price jump. I think if a brand new console came out in 2019, it would be like a $399, $499 kind of split for whatever hard drive size you want. But I don't think inflation that much would jump at the end of that console cycle. Maybe we'd see that. I don't think, I'm kind of with you. I don't think it's going to be that drastically different. I think VR will proliferate a little bit more, but it's still not going to be. It won't be the
it's
primary
not gonna be the standard.
Like nobody's going to make that you'd have to sell twice as many like VR platforms that are accessible as there are like PlayStation 4s in the world, and that's like 80 million units. Like that's not going to change.
A lot of people are like, man, Ready Player One, like, oh, what a dream. Our future's going to be like that. And it's like, I look at stuff like that and I'm like, I always think, I couldn't stop thinking about the practicalities of that throughout the movie. I'm like, he spent all day running. Like, that's a treadmill. His body is running. Like, that's not, that wouldn't be okay. That wouldn't happen. Like, no, unless you're a marathon runner, you're not going to run for 12 hours. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of practicalities. I don't know.
There was a lot of people without that treadmill thing that I imagine they use the controls that somebody would now, where they just use. Which I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that like how that would work.
I think it's going to be a long, long time if it ever becomes like the standard VR.
In 5 years, we'll probably have much lighter VR headsets that aren't much drastically different from what we have now. What we probably will have is way more software. And uses for VR. Like VR, your boy Colin Moriarty has always said this. The applications for VR stretch far beyond gaming.
Yeah.
And a lot of the applications I'm sure that get created for VR headsets, be it theater experiences, concert experiences, things that we can't even think of, now. It's just it'll be things like that inspire some sort of game in VR that becomes a killer app. I would argue that Superhot VR is the killer VR app. But I mean,
I want to play it so bad.
it's so good. But it's one of those things that like that software will change gaming more than 5 years out in a much more drastic way, I think.
It's gonna be a long time.
But I think for a very long time we're still gonna have these bad boys. We're still gonna have this, sitting
It's
down.
going to take
playing a
so
game.
much to pry a lot of people, I mean me, away from sitting in front of a TV or a monitor with a controller or a keyboard and mouse. Like it's gonna take a lot.
You still haven't figured out the keyboard and mouse, so
It's true. It's
very
very true.
it is gonna take a monumental effort.
I like to see how the new Knuckles controllers that the Vive's going to have, because the Oculus's controllers are supposed they fit in your hands and allow you to grip things like with your actual fingers, and supposedly the Vive Knuckles
Vive
are supposed
has-
to be even better than
Knuckles
that.
the Echidna?
Those yes.
No.
So we could see different controllers come out, but Darian, what's your vision of the future?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Bunny,
I don't know.
Bunny, do you have anything new to add? Or you
Not really.
okay?
I mean, Teddy said
anything
most
new
of
to
the stuff,
add?
and
What
then
kind of prompt is that?
then
I mean,
just
There's
I don't
already Bunny has said a lot of already, so I'm just saying, is there anything that he hasn't said?
no, not really.
no, because
Okay.
he said a
I
lot
haven't.
already.
Exactly.
I
Okay.
said a ton.
There's the plug, it's back.
In 5
missed
years,
it.
I hope to have some Minority Report controls. I future crime, preventing future
I saw
crime.
it.
Causing
Stop
future
flying in front of your
crime.
camera.
Did you?
Yes.
God.
Wow.
It's on the camera. I see it right now. Punch the camera.
Punch your monitor.
Let's go. Dude, it's like a gnat. It's not like a fly. It's just like a small, or like a moth. It's like a small little dude.
You need to get some little fly strips. You
Yeah.
hang from the ceiling.
It's about that time. Every summer here, there's like ants come through that window. I gotta put like ant traps. There's spiders all over the place. I gotta call an exterminator, get spider traps all over the place. Like it's ridiculous. It's
So
getting to be that time.
for the next show, we are going to be discussing predictions for E3.
It's
So
a good
if-
thing you told me that, because I was really worried that was gonna be this episode, and then I was like, oh shit, I'm not ready, because I'm coming in with those hot real predictions. Okay.
If Teddy
You get all
actually
the
makes
points.
it to a Ready Set Gamecast.
What day is next recording? The 23rd. That's finals week.
So if you
Fuck.
if you have a prediction, go to readysetgamecast.com/submit. Select topic of the show and let us know what you think will be announced, shown, all the E3 predictions.
Infamous 3. Cole
You
McGrath
can't
is
use
back.
mine, which is Destiny 2 Expansion 1.
That will already be out by the time of.
Oh, wait.
Expansion
Sorry,
1's
no.
already
Expansion
out.
3. It'd be Expansion 3, which they're going to reset all your progress again. And it's going to be
Oh,
called
no.
Destiny 3.
We can talk about
Oh,
this next
no.
time. Also, while you're on that form, you can also be part of the show by submitting a question, a comment, or your favorite World of Warcraft character for us to read on the show.
It better be Anduin and not Sylvanas.
But yeah, readysetgamecast.com.
What if it's Jaina?
Who's the green one
Thrall.
with the horns on the
Green
Legion
one?
cover? Because that one's
um,
my favorite.
Wow, how am I forgetting his name right now? Is
Cool.
it?
I
is
like
it Stormwind?
forgetting his
Loki.
name right now.
No, Illidan. Illidan, what's his last? Illidan Stormrage. Yep, nailed it.
How about
He's
Jaina?
cool, dude. How about Jaina? Jaina's a good choice.
Proudmoore. She's
Jaina's a good
she's
choice.
a great wizard.
She
uses
her
those
character
ice
design in
spells.
her character design in Battle for Azeroth is being so lovingly called Bondage Jaina because there's a lot of belt buckles. Yeah, it's not really like ridiculous, but yeah.
Teddy, why don't you lead me off with Yuri's first question?
All right, I'm scared. Yuri says, "How do you like A Way Out? Did you way out? Was it a wipeout?" It was a wipeout for those two. It was a way out for me. Next question.
We fully talked about that. But next question. Go ahead.
Can I run the questions again?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Do you buy collector's editions of games, Bryce?
I've bought a few. I bought the collectors of Resistance Fall Man 2. And
That'd be just Resistance 2.
Oh, yeah, whatever. And I think I've bought maybe a couple random ones, but no, not especially. I've been trying to go more digital.
I feel like Darian's all about it. Collector's editions, Darian.
I do it mostly for the games that are important to me. Like, I've got collector's editions of a few of the Kingdom Hearts remixes. Usually I can't afford collector's editions. I am planning on buying the collector's edition for Inside.
Nice. Which is gonna be real gross.
I've decided that whatever amazing thing is on the inside of the Inside collector's edition is going to be my centerpiece when I finally get a dining room table.
Oh,
nice.
Interesting. Bunny.
I used to quite a bit. This is actually a piece from Teddy. Do you know where this is from?
Arkham.
I feel like I should, but I don't. I mean, it's probably one of the Arkham games, but I don't know right off the bat.
This is from an MMO. This is from the
that's
DC Universe Online.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. How did I not recognize
edition.
that? That's like his DCUO character model.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I usually now buy the digital deluxe versions of games just because there's been times in the past where I want like the season pass content and I love a game, and then like the season pass content will come out and I'm like, I wanted that. But now I don't really feel like it's worth it. And when I buy it, like the Far Cry 5 gold version, I'm like, hell yeah, this Far Cry 5 gold stuff looks amazing. I'm super excited to play it. Far Cry 5 is right now competing with Monster Hunter World for my game of the year. So like extra super excited for that. And when it comes out, I'll have it. So I won't have to rethink, buying it. I bought the digital deluxe of like most games that I've purchased in the past year or two at this point.
I only buy collector's editions for games or franchises that I'm really, really attached to.
How many collector's editions do you have?
2? Now that I think about it.
That's more than I expected.
I think I really want to get. I'm an idiot and I haven't just done it. I never got the Infamous 2 collector's edition. Infamous 2 is my favorite game of all time, and it's still selling. Like, unless it stopped, but like you can still find it and get it. So I need to do that because it has an awesome Cole statue and it has a bag. So I need to do that really badly. But I've just never. It's one of those things where it's like I've got it and I've played the game and all that. At this point, I'm just getting it because I want it, and it's like really late. But I mean, I got the Uncharted 3 collector's edition, and like when they announced Uncharted 4 collector's edition, like they announced Uncharted 4 and you could pre-order it digitally, and most of the games I do get digitally, so it was like killing me that I didn't have it pre-ordered. I was waiting for them to say collector's edition, and I was on my way to class one day, and in the group chat on Facebook, it's like collector's edition. I was like, GameStop, gotta do this right now, and then I couldn't do it. I ran to GameStop after class, and I got it. So only if they announce another Uncharted game or another Infamous game, I'm there. But those two are not gonna happen, so let's see here. With the success of crazy game making company GameMake Core, what else is in the future for the Last Geek brand? Bryce, and only Bryce.
Core? Corp. It's got a P.
But I know, but for corporation, a lot of times don't you just say core?
I think most people say corp.
That's a thing.
I think either way is acceptable.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So we're trying to get. We have recorded. Narrative Adventure is supposed to come out. Had a really, really bad week. It was crazy, and that got delayed editing. So that will be out. I will announce when it's coming out once it's edited and ready to be published. And after that, I've realized that one podcast a week is even pushing me to my limit. So we're going to take it slow for a little bit. And then at the 1 year, at the end of August is when Ready Set Gamecast will have its 1 year. And we are going to see
Oh my God.
what people think of Ready Set Gamecast and the podcast we're doing, and we're gonna put out a survey and ask people, what do you like, what do you not like, what, and how would you be willing to support the podcast? Would you be willing to do a Patreon? If we put ads in the podcast, how many would you be willing to listen to and stuff? See how we can actually make the podcast and the podcast network successful. And then maybe I could, if I can make some money off this, put out more content and improve the content and stuff. So September, there'll be August, September, there'll be a lot of stuff going on, and we'll see what the future of Last Geek holds then.
All right. Now that you've played Far Cry 5, how much do you like Pokemon, Bryce?
I was just thinking the other night how I was watching Deep Space Nine and going, I really wish Pokemon was on the Switch so I could be playing this while watching. So I really like Pokemon and I want to play more on the
Not
Switch.
sure if it correlates to Far Cry 5. Darian.
I haven't played Far Cry 5.
Amazing.
Pokemon's chill.
All right.
I haven't played Far Cry 5.
Funny.
After playing Far Cry 5, I took all of my Pokemon games, deleted all the save files, threw them all in the trash. I burned them so nobody else could play them.
Yeah.
I hate Pokemon now.
I do.
Far Cry 5 is
do
the
too.
messiah.
Same. Far Cry 5.
I'm actually joining Joseph Seed's cult.
Yeah. I mean, you got to.
He makes so many good points. I don't understand.
Far Cry 5, it totally demolished any feelings I've ever had towards Pokemon. Like all of them. They're all gone. I don't know how it managed to do this. Anyways, Batman
I've almost
says
forgotten what Pokemon means.
Batman says, me again. Ever think that Alfred and Teddy look
Teddy.
nothing alike? Yeah,
Teddy,
what's up?
what? That's not how Batman sounds.
Me again. Ever think that Alfred and Teddy look nothing alike, yet they both serve me? I mean, they serve Bruce Wayne. I'm totally not Bruce.
That's way better than
Teddy's
my Batman
ghost
voice.
says, I can't believe you killed me. Who will you replace me with? Maybe the real Teddy, who's right here.
Or
Because I'm
Bunny.
not dead.
Or Teddy
pretty sure we
2.0.
tried to replace you with the bunny, but that didn't take.
Yeah, you're wrecked. Oh, it's back! Oh. Damn it flew that way. Matt says, salty is my favorite Darian shirt.
That's my favorite Darian shirt too.
All right.
That's not a question.
Was hoping that had some meaning. Cool.
I think we might
Glad
have
it did.
asked.
Thank you,
we
Matt.
do like the third thing of your question, comment, or blank. I think we might have asked, "What's your favorite Darian shirt?" I don't recall.
That's funny. Matt also says, why weren't you at PAX East? Will you go next year? Bryce, why weren't you there? Will you go next year?
So I met Matt at PAX East last year, but finances prevented me from going this year. I would like to believe my finances will be better next year. I don't have specific plans to go to PAX East, but I do have plans to go to more cons, so maybe.
Darian.
I still have never been to a convention.
Kind of same. I've never been to a PAX.
I've never been to any convention ever.
You should go. It's
fun. I do want to go, but I never have the funds to. So maybe next year I will. I hope.
Bunny.
I've never been to PAX. I've never been to a real con, and PAX East is on the East Coast, and I don't really love the East Coast.
Wow. Some real strong words being thrown out right now.
I
Is this your king?
won't go to PAX East next year. Although it sounds like there's some cool stuff going on around Anime Boston that might happen next year. I might be dragged along to that. But I don't know. I didn't go to PAX East this year really because I didn't follow PAX. I don't know when it's happening. I didn't realize it was happening last weekend until today.
I didn't realize until I never realized until I started seeing the pictures.
At PAX East, I'm like, huh?
Yeah, and there's just here's me with 20 billion streamers. I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, I might not have gone this year anyway because we've got other vacations planned, like Kind of Funny Prom. And we're going to New Orleans this August as well. So, and then May, I probably not because I'm going to win this competition
Wow.
But I might have to go to New York. No, I'm not against it. I just never followed PAX or conventions or anything.
So Matt,
that's like anxiety central for me.
Yeah. So my
So
answer
many
to why weren't you at PAX East, will you go next year? PAX is the first convention that I really ever wanted, like I really wanted to go. I remember seeing stuff on Twitter and being like, man, like I'm so jealous. Every time it popped up every year, I got so sad because I just wanted to go so bad. And then I went to Kinda Funny Live too, and that pretty much satiated my need for like conventions. Like that's what I'm gonna go to every year. I know they're a lot different, so I do want to go to PAX, but like one trip that's like amazing and the best week of my life every year is like I'm okay. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But and this year I'm planning to go to Kinda Funny Prom. I'm gonna go to Guardian Con this year. That's a thing that's happening, and I'm very excited about it. And like the last couple of summers,
people going, right?
There's many people.
Yeah, isn't that a convention for Destiny?
It was. They're branching out to many other things. It was mainly a convention based on the Destiny. I mean, last year they tried to branch out. They don't want to
alienate the casual audience.
I mean, they've been trying to branch out forever, but like this year they got a lot more people on board. It was originally Destiny Community Con. They turned it into Guardian Con, which is more of a broad name, and it's mainly for like charity for like St. Jude. This year they have like ninjas going, and they have like a bunch of different actual dev studios like signed up to be there and like have booths, and it's gonna be interesting. And one of the main reasons I wanted to go is because one of the people that I've raided with for like 3 years lives in like right near Tampa, so I'm gonna stay with him, and we're gonna hang out and go to Guardian Con. And every year I also go to Indiana to meet up with my like 4 or 5 friends in Indiana. So me and Andrew usually go up there, and we're gonna do that again this year. But that's not that expensive. That's just like gas and food because we drive. But don't have the money. I'm not rich. I barely can afford these trips I'm going on this year. I really shouldn't be doing them, but here we are. Not the police. Oh wait, no. Zombie, formerly known as Teddy, says,
Close.
The ghost of Teddy
That's really
says,
good
why?
Zombie sounds.
Why did you kill me?
It's fun.
Not the police says, hi. I swear I'm not a cop, but did you kill Teddy Chinaris?
Darian?
I didn't.
Okay.
Sounds good to me. We're convinced.
That is all the questions, comments.
That doesn't. Now I gotta go fail math test, guys. Thanks for meeting.
But that brings us to the housekeeping. You can go to readysetgamecast.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on YouTube. Also, there's this new app called Radio Public, which if you listen to us on it, like they put ads at the beginning, which I'll actually get money for. So if you want a way to support the podcast, that's like the only way that we can get money from it at the moment. Also, if you like the show, please subscribe, rate, and review it on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful.
It's been a couple of weeks. You get one arm flex. Bunny, you are a stick. Just a skeleton, man.
Other Last Geek stuff you can check out. Episode 4 of Game 8 Corp is out. Go to game8corp.com for the links, or just use the podcast service that you're using to listen to this. And Narrative Adventure is delayed until it's done.
Delayed until it's done. It'll be out eventually.
I was comatose for like a week. Where can people find you, Darian?
Twitch.tv/dexterity, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Dexterity, also dexterity.com.
Teddy.
Twitter.com/Teddy Chinaris, CHINARIS. And Twitch.tv/Teddy Chinaris, but I stream like once a week these days for the month of April because school sucks dick. And after this, I'm going to go have a tutoring session about math at like 10 o'clock at night. So that's fun. But in the summer, once classes end, around like the beginning of May, like May 1st or 2nd, I think is my last final. I have a lot of plans for this summer. Will I do all of them? Who knows? But I have a lot of plans for this summer for streaming, content creation. I'm considering a move to Mixer, but not really, but kind of, because there's a lot of pros and cons. But
Cons being nobody watches Mixer.
it's true. Yeah, keep in touch on Twitter, and let me know if you like the podcast on Twitter. If you listen, just be like, "Hey, yo, I listen," at Teddy Chinaris. I'll be like, "Oh, cool, that's awesome, good to know."
Bunny.
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch, and yeah, that's about it, really. I'm superKILRbuny on both those places. That's KILRbuny, because it's cool to spell things wrong, unless it's the first
That's
word.
what they told us in middle
Because
school.
super is cool on its own there. But yeah, that's it.
Last Geek on Twitter and mixer.com/lastgeek.
Lol. FacebookLive.com/ YouTubeGaming.com.
I mean, I do have
You play.
Facebook.com/lastgeek.
Or no. What was that one
Ustream?
that so
Ustream.
what was it?
was
Ustream, yeah.
Hitbox.
Man, is Ustream still around? It's totally dead, right?
Oh, you want to know
It's gotta be.
a streaming platform you probably have no idea, but there are people trying their best over there, is Caffeine. It's supposed to be one that's just like instantaneous, and it is, but it's like nobody uses it.
Mixers also is that, so
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
Ustream, an IBM company. Inspiring confidence.
But
Yeesh.
that brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again in 2 weeks.
somebody come support me. Fortnite's not that bad.
Bye.
It's
Bye.
garbage.